Today, we're going to uncork a pretty fascinating story from the world of wine. We're heading down under to explore how two countries, Australia and New Zealand, really became global leaders in sustainable winemaking. So maybe grab a glass and let's get right into it.
So, you've probably been there, right? Staring at a wall of wine, you see that word on a label, sustainable. It sounds good, but what does it actually mean? Is it just a buzzword? Is it the same as organic? Well, that's the big question we're going to tackle right now.
All right, first things first, sustainability in the glass. Before we can really understand what's happening in Australia and New Zealand, we need to get a super clear idea of what sustainability in wine is all about.
At its core, you have to think of sustainable viticulture as a whole philosophy. It's not just about one thing. It's about creating a system that can last for generations by balancing three crucial things: being good to the planet, being good to people, and actually being able to stay in business. It's really a blueprint for the future of wine.
The best way to picture it is like a three-legged stool. You've got your first leg, the environmental one, that's all about taking care of the land, the water, all of it. Then there's the economic leg, because, hey, the winery has to be profitable to do any good at all, right? And finally, the social leg. That's about caring for your workers and the community. If any one of those legs is wobbly, the whole stool just falls right over. That's the big idea.
So how does sustainable stack up against other labels you see, like organic or biodynamic? Well, organic is hyper-focused on the environment, mainly by banning synthetic chemicals. Biodynamic, well, it takes organic and adds a whole unique philosophical layer to it. But sustainable is the only one that efficiently brings all three pillars together: the environment, the economics, and the social side. It's the real big-picture approach.
Okay, let's see how this all plays out in the real world. We'll start with our first case study, Australia. And really, this is the story of incredible innovation, a lot of it born out of necessity in a pretty famously challenging climate.
So, to get everyone on the same page, the Australian wine industry created Entwine Australia. Think of it as a national playbook. It's a voluntary program, but it gives wineries this amazing framework and the tools they need to measure how they're doing on all three of those pillars, and, more importantly, how to keep getting better.
And this is where it gets really cool, what it actually looks like in the vineyard. I mean, Australian winemakers have become masters of adaptation. Water's a huge issue, so they use unbelievably precise drip irrigation. Instead of just spraying chemicals, they use something called integrated pest management to let good insects do the work. They're obsessed with soil health, using cover crops and compost. And with all that sun, you better believe they are leaders in solar power.
This quote from Colin Wines, who are absolute pioneers down in Margaret River, just nails it. They believe that healthy soil is everything if you want to express terroir, that unique sense of place that you can actually taste in a great wine. For them, sustainability is the only path to letting the land speak through the wine.
All right, now let's hop across the Tasman Sea to our second stop, New Zealand. Now, if Australia's story is all about innovation, New Zealand's is about preservation. It's this nationwide drive to protect their famously pristine environment.
And the absolute cornerstone of their entire approach is Sustainable Wine Growing New Zealand, or SWNZ. And listen, this isn't just some little program. It is an industry-wide certification that has truly become the global gold standard for this stuff.
And here it is. This is the stat that just blows my mind every time. Over 96% of all vineyards in New Zealand are certified by this program. Let that sink in. That level of buy-in is just staggering. It proves that sustainability over there isn't just some niche thing. It is the way they do business, from the tiniest family plot to the biggest names you know.
So, what does that incredible commitment look like? Well, it means protecting native biodiversity, so they'll plant native trees and plants all around the vineyards. It means incredibly strict standards for water quality, massive recycling programs, and really championing organic and biogenetic farming within that larger sustainable framework. And you can really feel this philosophy at iconic wineries like Felton Road. It all comes down to a deep, genuine respect for nature. They believe it's the only way to make wines that truly taste like their home, wines that are a pure expression of this beautiful preserved place. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time in the vineyard, which makes sense, but the story doesn't end when the grapes are picked. Now we're going to see how sustainability is a full cycle thing that carries right on through to the winery. Right, so inside the winery, those same principles are at play. Wineries are pouring money into energy-efficient gear and solar panels. They're installing clever systems to recycle and reuse water. All that solid waste, the grape skins and stems, that becomes precious compost that goes right back into the vineyards. And finally, They're rethinking the bottle itself. And this is where our choices as wine drinkers really come into play. You might be surprised to learn that one of the biggest parts of a wine's carbon footprint is often that big, heavy glass bottle. And that's exactly why sustainable wineries are pushing so hard for lightweight glass, which slashes emissions from transport. They're also using recycled paper and exploring awesome alternatives, like really high-quality wine in cans or boxes.
So what's next? Where do we go from here? Well, this whole movement is not slowing down, not one bit. Let's take a quick look at how innovation and technology are pushing the boundaries of what's even possible.
I mean, just think about the journey. In the 80s, something like drip irrigation was a game changer. Then in the 2000s, you get these amazing national programs like Entwine and SWNZ. Today, we're talking drones and sensors, giving winemakers real-time data from their vineyards. In the future, it's looking at AI to predict climate patterns and developing these new grape varieties called PYs that are naturally resistant to disease. Incredible stuff.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Sustainability isn't just a marketing gimmick or some nice-to-have green sticker. For these producers, it is a survival strategy. It's about making sure these amazing vineyards can not only survive, but thrive for generations to come, all while making world-class wine.
At the end of the day, every single bottle of wine tells a story. It's the story of a place, the weather, the people who made it, and thanks to the incredible leadership from places like Australia and New Zealand, we have more choices than ever before. So next time you're picking out a bottle, you get to decide what kind of story you want to support. The only question is, will it be a sustainable one?